Hi, how you doing? This is James Casey with iPhone Composition, and we're going to do the sinking sun. I've already done the picture. We're going to go back and we're going to try to do it again, and I'm going to show you the tutorial here. So the first thing you want to do is you're wanting to download an app. It's called Superimpose. Superimpose is an amazing app, as you can see right here, that allows you to do the magic that we do with composition. We ask yourself, what is composition? Composition basically is manipulating the photo. You can take your background, what's your background layer, which would be like a sunset, a sunrise, maybe water, maybe an ocean, maybe something that's not distracting, to the eye. It's going to be distracting at first, but however, afterwards, when you add the other piece, which is going to be your next layer, will be the one that distracts. I hope I've said that right. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we download Superimpose, and I took some notes actually for y'all, and where we go here. This is my first time actually recording an audio and video to the iPhone, so and it doesn't matter if you're using this on iPhone or Android. I think Superimpose is actually on Android also too. So we're going to go through, we're going to use Superimpose. We're going to choose our background, which is an ocean, which I found, and everything. And real quick tutorial or quick fact is basically this picture that I found was a freelance picture and everything. And then I went back and I've redone it. I've had it for a while. So it's not watermarked by anybody else or anything. So you gotta be really careful if you sell these things or anything like that. You have to basically make sure that it's your own intellectual property and everything. That is a must. So I want to totally put y'all into that perspective to understand that. Okay, so however, if you want to do that, you can actually just look up just like free oceans to use for photography and stuff. But I'll do another tutorial on that another day, actually. It's a good idea to do, since this is the first one. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose our background, ocean. Next, we're going to import the foreground, which we're in Superimpose, and an empty white room or something like that. But however, on mine, I didn't use an empty white room. I used a what do you call it? Basically a window to a pirate ship. I'm also I snap the image to the background, and then I'll double tap and it'll make it bigger. I will reveal the background layer using the mask tool, and the mask tool basically allows you can put a layer on top of another layer and delete what you want from that background layer or that front layer to reveal the background, and that's what a masking does. And we'll go further into detail on that. Magic Wand tool, which basically is another really cool tool, and all these tools are actually in Photoshop and many other artistic programs and everything like that. So the Magic Wand will allow you to select and delete certain things out, add them back and everything. You have a brush tool. We'll be using that to erase, and also I'll show you how basically about small mistakes. We'll go back, and on there's a gear icon in Superimpose, and we can bring our brush sizes up and down. They talk about there's like a tutorial I found a long time ago, and this is where I got my notes and how I learned to do this stuff. But you talking about paint and crustable wave, what I'm talking about on this notes here is basically you want to basically get your detail in around your objects and everything. So we'll get into that. We'll filter the background layer. Anyway, don't worry about any of this other stuff. That's from my notes. But however, so you want to download these programs right here. These are my first never programs and my magic tutorial to all this when everybody asks, hey, how do you do that? So I'll use Superimpose. I'll download Snapseed, which will go there real fast. Snapseed is right here. Snapseed, you want that one. And you also want, where are you at? One of the recent ones I've learned about, and I used to do all this stuff in Photoshop. It's like so simpler and everything now. Reflect. And then there's another one. I'm trying to think off the top of my head right now, which I basically used in, let's see, where is it at? Let's see. Not that one. We'll go back over here and we'll check. I hate to show you all everything I have on Facebook here, but all right, hold on. Let's see here. Come on. Skylab. So the other one I'll use Skylab. This right here. So those are my main ones. I have Superimpose, Skylab, Snapseed, and Reflect. And those will make you an awesome artist once you learn how to use them. So feel free to post in the group anything you want. I love comments. I love when people basically comment my work and everything, or give me ideas, or I give them ideas. The rules to this is basically there's no slandering and no like, oh my gosh, that's just horrible. Everybody's trying to learn, so this is how it rolls. So, okay, so we'll go, and now we're gonna start this tutorial. Okay. Here we go. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take Superimpose. Once we have our images I was talking about, we'll take Superimpose, we'll load it up. Okay, so once you're in Superimpose, you want to go here. These are going to basically be your little tutorials here. I really can't point to it on here, and it kind of bites that I can't do it that way. But however, we're going to do is we're going to go here and we're going to click this guy right here. You notice how it has your photos, clipboard, pick color, and search, right? There you go. So what we're going to do is hit photos. So we hit photos. As you can see, here's my ocean I was talking about. And here's my ocean right here. And then here is my, I'll pull it up so you can see it. Ocean, and then here is my other. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the ocean as our background. You notice how the background is the ocean, and then you have your object to your background. So we'll use the ocean. And okay, it's really huge, so we're going to choose that still. And we're not going to use the whole image. We're just going to use part of that image. So once we have that, we have our ocean. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure I have this right. We got to import our foreground in. So, whoops. We'll import a foreground, and our foreground would be our next piece. And if you notice, it says foreground, background, foreground, background. So we're going to do here, click there. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and we're going to do this one right here. Once we have that on there, we're going to choose that one. Notice it how it's small, so we'll do a double tap. Boop, boop, whoops. That's a zoom. We'll do a double tap. Well, making me a liar right there. So what we'll do is we'll do a transform first, and then we'll double tap. There we go. So transform allows you to move it, turn it, do whatever you want to do with it and everything like that. You can move it left, right, whatever. But I prefer to put it right here, double tapped. And what we're going to do next, once that's done, we're going to hit the mask tool. The mask tool on the hand here, you'll basically be able to go in, we'll zoom into it, and you see these pictures right here. You see the frames and everything like that. We want the ocean to be right there. That's what we want. We want that ocean to be right there. So when we eventually crop it, and crop it means basically just cutting it out to the point taking everything else out, we're gonna have this right here. So what we're gonna do is we have it masked. Again, masking means that we have our background right there and our mask is right here to basically mask this picture. And sorry, I had some other people wanted to join there. I'll be putting y'all in there and posting this soon. So what we'll do is we'll mask it here and we'll hit this button right here. You notice all these cool looking things here. Do not get overwhelmed. The only two ones you want to be really, really specific about is you have a brush tool and you have a magic wand. Now here's your magic wand. This is what the magic wand does. You go here and boop, looky there. It basically just cut that part out. We'll do it again, boop, there. Now understand that right here, if I did this tree, it almost might do out the window, but you gotta be really careful because if you basically get any more color out of it, you might end up getting too big of a area, and then what will happen is you won't get any, you'll get the window and you'll cut the window out and it'll look weird. So what you wanna do, again, I'm gonna go back it up one more time for y'all. I did this right here. I masked it, and then I masked it, the second layer, which basically says, hey, I'm not gonna touch anything to the back layer, masking it here, and then I cut that out using the magic wand tool. Once the magic wand tool is used, it takes that out, Now, if you notice, watch. You notice the image just got really, really messed up. So what you want to do is, again, you have your forward button up here and you have your back button. I wish I could show you through a pointer and a mouse, but I can't. But what we'll do is it's the back that way, or it's left or it's right. So we want to go back to the undo. And you know what? Let's see what that looks like. Good. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to go here and we're going to go and we're going to do a brush tool right here. This is what we call a brush tool. Right there, what I just selected. Now, I've noticed that the brush tool could be too big. If you notice, I'll share on superimpose. Do you see this dot? That means basically it's really, really, that's magnified. But I'm taking out things right there, if you see. But if we wanted to make that dot smaller, we'll click this gear icon in the corner. And lo and behold, look, brush size. And you just go down here. If you want to basically take your magic wand size, you can drop it down too. And you can take out color and everything. Do know that the magic wand basically just finds either similar color or similarities, and then it will take it out. So you go here to the masking tool here, the brush size, see that? Whoop, it's too high. That basically delete everything, but I don't want to do that. So let's just go through. It's funny earlier when I did this because I was watching a movie. Every commercial would come on, I was basically just going back through. But the thing is, the funny part is that let's see, we got a boo-boo right there. I ended up finding out that I was not even looking, and I ended up just basically, I had it too big, and I deleted a bunch of stuff, and I was like, and I tried it. And someone had called on the phone and it messed up my picture. I was pretty upset. I had to restart everything over again. So I was trying to do the first part so I can basically go back and do it all over for y'all again, everything. See, it messed up. I do it back right there. Once you stop and you pick that up, and it comes natural. It comes pretty natural. I've been doing this for years. I just really haven't been showing anybody. Because like I've just been, it's just my thing to keep myself occupied, my mind and everything. So, and it's great relaxation and everything. And it's funny, I'm using a stylus on the iPhone XS Max. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So the funny part is that I'm using a stylus, a big stylus, but you can use any type of stylus as long as it has that rubber thing at the end of it. And it'll allow you to do this. And you could sit on your couch during a commercial, or while your wife's sleeping, or while You're putting your kids to bed and whatever. But you see how you have this composition here. You now have a perfectly cool looking, stormy looking sea out there and everything. But there's something missing. One is the sun. Two, reflection. So reflection here. So we have to get rid of that reflection. So I want to go back here. I'm going to use the magic wand again. I'm definitely going to use that. But I don't want to delete everything out. So the problem with this is where I was having issues. Big time issues. So I ended up having to go through, whoops, I keep messing that up, don't I? I keep going back through, and I had the toughest time getting rid of this whole window. It took me like a good 15 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it as fast as I can for y'all. This might not look the prettiest, though, when I get done with it here. Hopefully it is. There's another really cool program that I use. And I use it for art and painting, and that's called Procreate. Procreate is an awesome, awesome app that it does wonders if you ever want to learn to draw or paint and everything. And what we're doing here, we're not really drawing or paint, we're painting, sort of, but we're doing photo manipulation. There's a little bit difference to that. Now, what I like to do is I'll do photo manipulation, then I'll go back and I'll like do smudge, or I'll paint it, try to draw it, and everything like that. I'm not the best drawer in the world, but I can draw a little bit. And if you don't have a stylus on this, you can always use your finger too. This is me using my finger right now. So, me deleting this out right here. And it's hard, but it's really a lot easier when you start using your little stylus here. Oops, I messed up. On Windows, my little trick to Windows is I like to get as close as I can, and I keep hitting that dang filter. But I like to get as close as I can. Me turning the phone sideways, I won't hit that button. The closest I can to just try to. Why is it doing that? Hold on a sec, guys. I accidentally hit the wrong button there. I apologize. I like to get as close as I can to the edge of the window and then delete it out. Jeez, there we go. I'm probably a little quiet here for a second, and because I really don't want to give y'all garbage here. What I just did there is I just zoomed in to try to get the best details I can. And then I'm doing as fast as I can. It's more like a speed. Bit of speed manipulation here. Almost got it. Kind of feel like you're doing dang surgery here. All right, so we're pulled back there, and let's go ahead and make our waves come out now. This is a little bit easier with my finger last time. Faster with the stylus, but not point to the exact precision with your finger. Right now, it's a stylus I'm using. I'm wishing Apple would actually make it where the Apple Pencil would work on these things, but nope. We still have to suffer with these styluses. And that would be amazing. Oops. As soon as we get past these windows, it just takes off. The windows is a pain. Ha ha, I made it funny. Let's see. Here we go. Right? So far you can see we have an ocean right there. So we have this last two windows to go. The last two. And I do see something with them superimposed. And the problem is I see is that my hands are really huge. And I keep hitting the filter button at the bottom. So if you're following along with me on this video, which I'm going to basically do y'all a big favor, and I'm going to post these pictures so you can practice with them. Let's see. See, this is me using my finger versus that stylus too. My finger I can kind of control better. So we're almost getting there. We probably could use the good old-fashioned. Nope. Oh man, that's inaccurate. It's fine though. We'll just go out of here. And we are getting close. Once you learn how to do this stuff, your like friends and neighbors, whoever, they're gonna be like, "Wow, teach me, teach me." You're gonna be like, "All right, I'll teach you. I'll teach you." And you'll be a pro. It'll be awesome. I can't wait to see everybody else when they start doing these compositions and everything on this page. It's everything. And we'll start doing little contests and stuff, and who does the best composition for the whole entire month, who does the best composition can get posted on the front of for the picture of the page, and they will be noticed pretty pretty much about anybody who comes on the page. It's good, good advertisement, especially if you're a artist trying to make a living at it. I don't make a living at it. This is my calmness, my happy little trees. God, there's so much missing right now on here. So let's see here. We'll leave it. So anyway, so as you can see, you have your window. That's gonna bother me though. Let's get rid of that. Yeah. So you have your window, and you would go further into detail and cut that out and everything. So now that you have your window, part 2 to this thing is this. You can go right here and you can do a filter. And hold on one sec. Let me make sure where's my notes. All right. Okay, now we're gonna do some composition. We're gonna do some real fun stuff now. You notice the picture, how it's like, it's huge, it's there, and it's like, and everything. You wanna make sure your pictures are pretty big and everything. So we'll hit the home button. You see that home button we just hit? We go to the home button. I still haven't figured it out in Superimpose for a long time. It's basically because we have this huge picture here. I need to transform it. And I think what I can do is go to our picture, which is not that one, but the other. We'll just do what I usually do. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go and then we're going to cut this picture out like this. But first, what I like to do is we'll go here and we're going to export to Photos. Once it's exported to Photos, your next step is that whatever manipulation you want to try to do next. So what I do is, there's so many different ones. So we've got reflect, we have, I get them all confused. Reflect is pretty cool. And then we got the other really cool one, which is, give me one sec. We gotta go with Skylab. I always forget that name. And then Snapseed. Snapseed I like to do last. I use Snapseed last because that's my main. I put the icing on the cake right there. So let me show you a couple of these applications. Let me show you Skylab. Skylab is a really good program. Which you go here, you go to Photos, and you notice we have this right here, this picture. Oh, I did not crop it. Apologies. Let's crop it first. Let's crop that picture. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into Photos. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place there, but let's go into Photos, which would be Camera. Go to Camera. Once you go to there, you see you have your big picture here. Let's edit it. And what we're going to do is we're going to transform that picture. So we go there, and then we go here, and we just did a transform. That's all we did. Once we transform it, we hit done. It needs to be transformed a little bit better. So we'll transform it over. Once we transform that, then we're done again. Boom. So now we have the picture. So now that the picture is done, let's go now back to Skylab, photos, and here's our photo. We're gonna use square, hit done, and I don't like using those clouds. I like using my own. So if you see this, it says clear down the bottom right here. Clear. We don't want any clouds. But what you want to do is you want to do a layer. Now this is really cool because you can do all your cool looking things with this. You hit empty here. I like to do a little sun, but we'll put a sun there. Let's put a little happy little sun right there. You see how the light on the sun shines right there? It's all pretty. And then, okay, I like that. Let's do some layers of the sun. Let's do some birds and everything. Now, do understand, I do paint these in my pictures. I just now got deeper into the idea of people just compositing their objects in, but I usually either take something from my pictures or something like I usually take all my pictures and I'll cut it out of the picture and put it into the picture. I use my own stuff. But for people who don't do photography or people who do iPhone photography, this is a good way to go and everything. I ain't gonna lie, this is a really good way to learn. So we got our birds, we got that. Now let's do layers. What I like to do also is I like to put a little oomph in my sun. When I say oomph, I mean like a little bit of light. So let's go ahead and we'll put a little bit of little sun right there. You see that right there? So we got that sun coming in, beautiful sun coming in. We have that right there. Now, we can call it done right here if we wanted to. And we can, and we will call it done if we wanted to. But I like chaos in my pictures. And I think this is a pretty good idea. Chaos or love or something dramatic, you know, something great. So if you want to save as a bigger file, this is PNG on here, you can save that too. So once that's done, we'll move to the other cool one, which we call reflect. Reflect, on the other hand here, will allow you to do this right here. So if you go to photos, let's check our photo out here. You see my other ones here I did. Here's my picture down at the bottom. We'll hit square and we'll hit done. Now watch this. You can take that and you could like just be like, all right, that's the sinking ship, that's done. But there's so many cool other ones on Reflect. Reflect's amazing. Reflect, people who do Reflect should actually pay me for endorsing their dang app because it's amazing. I love this app. It's like the most coolest thing ever. I used to do my own reflections in Photoshop and I'm like, you know what? Nope, this is it. This is really cool. So you do fog. You do some fog in there if you wanted to. But, whoops. If you know, do some fog. If you want to do some smooth fog or something, you can move it around too, which is really neat. So, like that, see, I mean, but I don't like that. I don't like fog in mine right now. But we can move it as high as you want. You know, like, ooh, we're drowning. But however, you want to make it where I like it because it shows like the window, and you can see right here where the window is coming in, the water's coming in, and everything like that. It's like a sinking ship, basically. So we'll do some filters. And what's really cool about this, you have filters. You have filter, you have effects, and what's really cool is you can do some sky objects if you wanted to. Like I can do a hot air balloon right here if I wanted to. I could do lightning in the background over here or something. I can do space objects. I could do like the Saturn of the sun or something going down over here. You know, like I said, it's your canvas. You just got to paint it. That's the thing about it. You figure it out. You know, whatever your mind shows, whatever you want to do. It's your amazing mind that wants to do this. And Let's check this out right here. Let's put some space in there. That looks pretty cool. So we'll do another layer. And when we do another layer here, we'll do, let's do some nebula in there. So we got like this space effect going on, you know, with the picture and everything. And we'll do layer here. We need one more layer. We don't want to overdo it, but let's have some fun with it. And then we'll go to the next step, which is my favorite step, is the Snapseed. And make sure you always do a new layer every time. And let's make it like it's actually gonna shoot out that way. Kind of like something from the Twilight Zone or something. So we can do one more layer. I think I'm about doing a layer above. Here we go. Let me turn in a little bit or something. I'm just playing now, just throwing some different things on there. Throw another magenta sky on there. And then oh, they're gonna let me do more layers. Oh, that's not good. So let's see here. Back to reflect mode. Yeah, we'll do something like that for fun, whatever. And then I wished I could do one more layer. That'd be nice. Come on, reflect. So anyway, so we'll call it there on that part. And we will go back to reflect mode. And we can actually increase the waves if you wanted to, like that, just to let you know. And we can blur them. Go back to FX mode real fast, and we'll do the effects. Let's set that layer again. I don't like that layer up there. But we do another. That could work for fun. Yeah, that's good. So we got that. And let's see here. Cool. Awesome. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take it and we hit save again, just like that. We're going to go to our next app, which is Snapseed. Once we're in Snapseed, so this is one I did before, we're going to go here, and Snapseed's pretty cool. So I will totally introduce you to all this other stuff and everything, all these different things. So we'll go here, and my formulas I like to use, and I've told many people about it, is I like to use HDR. First thing I like to do. So with HDR, and we'll bring it down a little bit, like that. Up and down. You can actually go here, your different ones. You see here, like that. So what we're gonna do is we're going to, there you go, just like that. Go and make it like that, and then what we're gonna do is we hit the check mark. we go back to tools again, and then I like to do a thing called Glamour Glow. This puts my oomph, I call my oomph into it. So as you can see, it's like a surrealism. And back and forth, you don't want to make it too like bad, but here we go. It's kind of like you're telling a story here. And then we click that, and it looks like my shooting star is not going to show up there. It's fine though. We'll go tools again, and then I like to do a little bit of detail. You have to play with it, but I will definitely give you tutorials on this. And then maybe some vintage. Maybe. Let's see. Just trying to figure out what to go with on this. Too much oomph. Let's see. For fun, I will just keep it there. So basically, if we do some white balance, maybe. It's weird, but it's art. Anyway, so as you can see, that's how you do a composition and everything, but we'll just save as a copy. Not too happy with that one though. When you think about it, if you're not too happy with it, you can always go back. And so if you go back to reflect, you should be able to go right here and be like, all right, you know what? I didn't like them stars. I didn't like that. I don't like it at all. So I want to delete, 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 delete. There we go. So much better. So we'll go back to reflect here. And I feel like that water's overpowering also. Let's try that. Need some choppy waves. Nah. Maybe something like that. So then we'll go, okay, all right. So we got that nice little thing there. Now here's the magic behind all this. So I want the same effect. I want the same effect I just did on that one, but that one was horrible. So what I'll do is I'll go here and go to looks. And when you go to looks, you hit last edit, and wow, it happened. Basically everything you just did for that other picture, just did on this one. And then that's basically it. We hit export. I always save as a copy. And then say if you want to do your watermark on it, I always go here and I'll do a text. I have my own little watermark, but for those little people out there that like to take my work and put it as their own, it's only happened to me like maybe about 20 times now. I just ask them how they did it. So do James Casey Photography, drop it in there. Make it a little bit smaller. And hide it just like that. And we are done. And we'll export that out. Again, I want to thank you for basically taking the time to listen to me and go through my my tutorial on this. I will have many other tutorials. Throw ideas at me, whatever you want, composited and everything, and just something background and something object oriented, and I can do it. I feel free to do that. Challenge me; it'll be fun. But invite your friends, family, whoever wants to learn how to do photo composites, and it will get people's heads turning, and they'll like it and everything. So anyway, thank you for listening, and everyone have a great night.